childhood was very difficult. My marriage was falling apart. I was in an emotional relationship with somebody. All these things were happening. And I remember feeling like God owes me an answer. My husband had left. We had separated a few times. I was done. He was done. He didn't really understand what marriage was and didn't understand what covenant was because we didn't know the Lord. And so we were trying to find happiness within ourselves, happiness within our relationship. There was nothing in there that fulfilled us because at the end of the day, there was something really deeply missing. We turned to a lot of alcohol. We at one point used to abuse drugs. My nephew died in a tragic accident, and that was a huge turning point within my family, my marriage, myself. Like now here's this baby that's died. This isn't like a normal thing. It's not somebody of old age. This is a traumatic thing within our lives. My things just kept getting worse and worse. And then with the tension of what was happening within my sister's life, that just added to it. I always had this conversation with God, but I didn't see him as somebody who wanted me or loved me because of all the things that were happening around me. I, as gung-ho as I get, super driven, very forceful with things, drug my whole family, including my husband. Now, this is the husband that literally we're divorce lawyer talking. This is where we're at. Drag them all to church because I felt like God had an answer for me because he wasn't going to push me through another traumatic event without some sort of answer. And I heard the gospel for the first time. So before that, although I grew up understanding there was a God, understanding parts of religion, I didn't know the gospel. I didn't even know the word. I yelled out, just really angry to the Lord, and I just yelled out, "What the hell do you want from me?" And I heard the audible voice of God speak back to me, and he said, "All I want is you." It was a radical conversion. It was something that marked me, that nobody could steal from me, and I automatically knew and understood that God loved me, that he had pursued me, and that he had good for me. I started to have a physical reaction to the presence of God. I started to shake. My heart started to beat out of my chest. And I literally could look down at my shirt and watch my heart beat because my shirt was shaking. I realized that everything that I had searched for was always in God, but I kept trying to find it in myself. And so even within my marriage, realizing, you're put into a marriage not to be happy. You're really put into a marriage to become holier. You're put into a marriage to actually have sandpaper against sandpaper, iron against iron that smooths around the edges. For the Holy Spirit just showing me who I am. Little by little, those changes started to be visible with my husband. It didn't take that much time after my conversion for him to jump on. We were living for ourselves. That's why nothing was successful in our marriage. We are restructuring our marriages where God's the center, that every kind of piece of damage that has happened from God not being the center, God comes in and restores all of that, because it's not just for us as his children, but also for our children and their children's children.